World of YouTube, Terrible Sight here with another unsolved murder. This happened to be out in Worcester, Mass. And go figure. As long as I've been hanging around Worcester a lot lately and looking into the case that I just went and covered and tried to do a ghost hunt, which I didn't catch the voice of the hell's her name? Damn it. Forgot her name. But I got a video of up that I went to Worcester on Grand Street, covering the case out there, trying to see if I can get something from the afterlife of the girl that was murdered out there. And looking into stuff like that, say murders in Worcester, this one had not come up. But now there's a new YouTube channel just came up, created, Unsolved Worcester. It's of course, some guy narrating murders out in Worcester. Only gives the basic details in the story. Every time I listen, I've listened to all of them, and I just listened to one last night, and I guess it's his first season. And of course, just the basics of what is in the case, and everything that pops into my head of why didn't this happen, or why didn't police do that, all comes up. Especially for the case of a well-known lawyer in Worcester back in 2000. Murdered his wife, I believe. They can't say they can't prove it, but you know how the money talks and the higher powers, like in the case I covered with Marvin. This guy was hired by a district attorney, and he worked in the district attorney's office. So if that tells you anything of why his wife in Canada, yeah, do I say much further? Anything that I don't need to say? All right, let your imagination run wild on that one, because it was a violent, abusive relationship. Whether it be he blamed her, she blamed him, but yet she wound up dead. So, he filed multiple restraining orders on her, telling he's being abused, but she winds up dead. But there are some questions in that case, and like questions in this case, that are just like, wow. And not only did some type of fence company being seen in the location of this murder victims, which I will be bringing you there. Not only will I be bringing you there for, the intro, may I say. Oh, where'd my thing go? Oh, I'll be pissed if that got knocked off. Not only am I going to bring the intro in of how I do my videos, show you a daytime view, like I like to do, and then I'm going to be doing an actual ghost hunt where this is also. See if I can get some answers beyond the grave. Even though I didn't catch Patricia Gagne out there in Worcester, but I did catch a voice. But it was a man's voice. And I caught that blinking light, mind you. Orb. It's very popular. I've been seeing in a lot of videos on YouTube. People catching it on surveillance cameras of unexplained blinking lights. I got one of them out there in Betty Gilson, out in New Hampshire. Where I brought the baby doll there and left it. Someone stole it too, you bastards. Like to smack someone for that. But, I just lost my article, you jerk. Gotta be kidding me. Oh, there it is. So like I say, here we are, now, excuse me if I mispronounce this name, but Neraida Melendez, 17. June 5th, the day of her graduation. And this is where the questions are, is that I guess she bought a van. I think it was a cleaning company or something. But she literally brought it back the day of her graduation for whatever means or reason why she would do that. You would think the company would say, hey, you're graduating today, you know, don't worry about the van. But she had to bring it back. And between the time of her bringing that van in and leaving to go to the graduation, which is a hike of a walk, I believe. Now, I don't know if this company still exists. I would have to look it up, but information and details in this case are very scarce, especially in this article. I would like to, you know, find out where this place of employment was. Because the way they show it in this video, like I say, it's not like they bring you right to the actual building, say so if the business is still there, or if it's, you know, another business to show you, hey, because that's things that I like, and that's what I think lack in this new channel. Yeah, they give you the basics of the case, but, you know, I like to bring people to the actual, or I like to bring people in the, you know, the center of all. And that's what I do in my videos. But I can't help other people. And this guy gets a lot of help. And he's got sponsorship, mind you. So I don't know how you got that right off the bat. But I guess if you can get sponsorships, I hope one day I can get sponsorships. But yeah, this guy's already got, you know, 1,500, you know, subscribers. Past 2 months that this channel's been up, high-rated views, more, you know. It took me a long time to COVID to break mine like that, but this one must be paying in to get more, you know, exposure, which I gotta find out one day what I can do to do that. Get more exposure. But yeah, the timeline of where she dropped off the van, she went and bought, I guess, a soda at a store or something. The way they explain it, it's like, you know, it's just like, where's this place? You know, all they do is show drone footage of the area. And, you know, they did show where the road is. I think they did show actual footage in other videos of houses where murders took place. You know, where 2 people were stabbed to death in their home. But, you know, is it the real house or isn't it type thing? And, you know, it just leads you into, like, exploding your mind of questions, and you want to grab this phone or you want to start texting on this guy's, you know, making comments. But like I said, this channel only brings you the basics, and it sure is, you know, of course, the law enforcement cannot give out the information because they don't want to ruin the investigations. You know, just like the Delphi murders, they don't want to release nothing to endanger the case. But you know, when you got a killer like Delphi, hey, why ain't you releasing that information? Something else going on in there, isn't there? But sinister. But, so this girl had to walk to the Worcester auditorium, which I think closed down within, maybe after this, sometime after this, but I don't know if it's open still, but The auditorium's it's got pillars or columns in the front of it out there in Worcester. I mean, I might even do a driving, if I can even find a business where this place stood. I'm gonna try and find it and show you and do a driving of how long she would have had to walk. And whatever the case may be, whoever scooped her up, which someone had to have, she ended up going in the opposite direction where she was found dead. And if anybody knows Worcester, on Route 9, there's a pond going up on the hill, just before you go down the hill, where you got all the where the old Worcester Asylum now is a rehab, and they're doing construction up there, creating new buildings. And you go down, you take a left, you'll hit Little Caesars and McDonald's and the fork in the road and all that. There's that pond there, and then you go the opposite way on Route 9, you'll end up at the I want to call it a Coliseum. Looks like a friggin' Coliseum with the pillars and the friggin', but the auditorium. So, in between of her dropping off the van, getting her drink, I mean, police are saying it could have been someone she knew, picked her up, maybe, hey, I want to lift to the thing, or, there could have been an abduction. Because she had her purse, and I believe she was I think they said she was in her gown. I don't know if that was in this. So, this was, 2019. Her brother and family, of course, gonna be her voice. In my honor, I'd like to throw this out there too, and I'm gonna, keep this alive like I always try and do, but so I guess that's her brother and sister, and they were talking about the cookie and bacon brownies or whatever. And that was the last time her brother spoke with her. I'll see the kids coming up the hill back home in their gowns looking for our sister. She didn't show up. Of course, Nettie's, I believe Nettie, life was tragic, cut short. She was killed on the day of her graduation. Last seen in the morning dropping a van off at her job. Said someone was supposed to pick her up. The other report said she walked to her rehearsal, but she never got to the graduation. So yeah, she could have been being picked up by a friend. But the way this sounds to me, so I think she was abducted. Someone might have say so, maybe a serial killer. Graduation day, lots of girls, gonna be probably roaming the streets maybe, or even let alone coming out of there, and who knows what the sick intentions of this person. But her brother actually found her friggin' body. That sucked. And it was on Elliott Road, which is now blocked off. I'm hoping I can get up there to do some things. There is some DNA, I guess, that was found, but guess what? It was back in, I read another article in 2014 that they were having all this, we got this, we're going to do this, blah, 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 we're going to get this. And it's 2022, still, no one caught. She was strangled by her pocketbook. So that means if that road was open at that time, someone knew about it. Back in '89, it was used for, teens to be partying. Maybe local homeless people probably partied out there. And they were known to be stolen cars to be driven in this area also and burned. So, I mean, there was a lot of, dirty activity going on out there. So, hey, whoever knew that area did these things. There had to have been someone that was doing all this. And, who knows? It could have been even, like I said, a serial killer. And that don't say nothing about that at this time. The first thing you should be looking into is serial killers of the area. If there's any similarities. But, she was buried under, a pile of leaves. 2019, 2022, the killer's still not found, but yet they have DNA. You know how that works, right? We have the DNA! But yeah, nothing. No suspects. I mean, as you can see, there's not a lot of DNA was found. There's not a lot of, information on this. And that's what's frustrating about some of these cases. Yeah, 5 years ago in June 2014, here we have the district attorney talking about, we have this, we have, all this stuff. We feel very good about the direction we're headed and we'll be in the next few months. But once again, here we are, 2022. And this is 2014. This article came up. 2019. 30 friggin' years later. 30-year anniversary. And still no suspects. And I mean, that van, which I don't know if I read it in this. Bell Pond is what it's called. So, when the hell did I listen to that? So, I mean, there was a van. Oh, yeah, I was in the video, Worcester, Unsolved Worcester. So, this van was supposedly parked in the area where the body was found. They went and spoke to the company, and they were supposedly on the other side of the road in another location doing a fence. They never did fence or put up a guardrail on that side of the road. So what I think, with that being said, and there's a van with a company name, and what better way to abduct a person into a van or slide that door open, let alone, hey, you need a ride? Oh, you got a graduation? Great, get on in. And then, bring her up to that road because you know it's there because you're working on the other side. And you got this sick son of a bitch. And you know what this reminds me of? And what makes me think this van is crucial? Vanessa Marcotte, the friggin' Verizon worker that was out there in Princeton. Working out there in Princeton on a secluded road. And there went Vanessa Marcotte jogging by him. And all of a sudden down the road, that was the end of her. Secluded area, a work van, huh? And yeah, they, of course they're going to listen. We weren't on that side of the road. But yeah, witnesses seen it. And probably, thought nothing, they're working. And there was a guardrail there. I'm going to show this all in the video, though. But what did maybe he was out there making it look like he was doing something? But whatever the case may be, I think she was. But there was no signs of rape, no signs of murder. So, not been sexually assaulted and robbed, police said at the time. The only thing I can think of is this killer just wanted to kill somebody. Serial killer. That's all. Maybe that's the thing that this person did. He didn't want to rape, didn't want to do nothing. In Vanessa Marcotte's, case, yeah, she was sexually assaulted. I think. But, that work van, that's the scenario. That's the key. And they never pushed forth on this business. Let alone did they do a background check on this business. All the men in that friggin' job. Did they even look into their past? Did they look into any more criminal? No, they did nothing. And just because they said they weren't on the other side, how do they know they didn't break for lunch? And boom. Come on. This is what this channel does to me, man. It's like, I understand they just do the basics, only what they can get given from the police department and the case. But damn, the questions that need to be answered. And like I said, when you're in a case, you cannot just go upon with the basics. If there's stuff out there that's like the van, you gotta have more, you gotta expand your mind. You gotta think of more thoughts, theories, ideas. And that's exactly what I do on this channel. Exactly what I do. But it don't say nothing in here about the company. All it just says they found her. They're checking. This don't say nothing about, the van and the company. But it does say it in that video. If anybody wants to check out Unsolved Worcester. New channel that just popped up about a month ago, I would say. But, yeah, this is only just saying what the family did. Where she was, what she was supposed to do. And the pocketbook found by a walker that morning, walking his dog. And, oh, wait a minute, is that it? Oh, no, that was just talking about the van at her job. But the work van was said to be seen on that side of the road. So whoever saw this work van, that guy could have had her, already strangled with her purse, bring her on that road, bury her with leaves, go back to the other side, and continue on with his day, continue on with his life like nothing ever happened. And, shame on the Worcester Police Department for not doing a thorough investigation in that company and the people that work for them. I mean, if that's the case, and that's what was said, and that's what's in the report, witnesses say, but shame on them. So, I mean, like I said, this case is just one of them. I looked through all kinds of missing persons. Especially I've looked through Worcester after the Gagne case, but I never seen this one come up. And I can see why, because it's very, so simple-minded and so less info. And it's just one of them that they just got to keep, going on what they can have at the case. And with the DNA in 2022, you'd think, get that genealogy DNA going. What's wrong with you freaking people? You got this DNA, but once again, the case still lingers. And it's frustrating. It pisses me off when this stuff happens. I mean, but I'm going to be bringing you to that street. Try and do a timeline or try and do a mapping from the auditorium to a job to here. But I swear I can say, and I would put money on it, that this girl got abducted in between getting to the auditorium from her job or from where she picked up the drink. So, and even if it was someone that she knew, and the only thing I could come up with that is that this was their, of course, last year of seeing anybody. I would say it would be someone that she maybe turned down that wanted to date her. So she turned him down. And this was the last time he probably would have seen her because of graduation. And if, one of them freaks, if I can't have you, nobody can, type thing. That's the only thing I can come up with that. Unless she dated someone and broke up with them. And right, graduation's here. Who knows where you're going to be? Who knows where I'm going to be? You don't want me no more? That's it. That's the only thing I can come up with after that. A jealous somebody that she might have turned down, maybe dated, and got rid of because that was it. Maybe it didn't sad, it wasn't her type or just wasn't what she wanted to be with. But that work van, I could put money, that probably was the scenario in this case. But see what happens if when I do that ghost hunt. I know I'm getting stronger to the world of the afterlife. And I got a voice at the Gagne area. And I could have sworn I was on the right day, but I wasn't. For some reason, I saw somewhere the 22nd, and it was only the 19th. So I went on the wrong day, and I'm going to have to get back there again and try that. I mean, I'm probably not going to wait till next year. This winter coming, I might try it, but yeah, I screwed up on that. Something freaking got goofy. Go figure, ghost. But anyways, what do you think about this case? Very, low profile, very not enough evidence, not enough info. So we'll see what we can do to keep it exposed. Till the next video, folks, be safe, take care, and always beware, because you can be just out there doing an ordinary thing in life, and boom, you're gone. Sucks. Out.